Hey YouTubers! So the goal of this video is to not necessarily predict the entire movie, because that would be crazy, as this is only a teaser trailer, but more of a prediction as to how the movie will flow and go based on the footage we are given. I will try to put the scenes in what I believe is the correct chronological order and some insight into what it all means. So I still believe that the movie opens with Luke and Rey at the end of The Force Awakens. Usually there's an action sequence, as with many of the Star Wars movie openings, but I think there will be some time before the First Order and the Resistance clash. Rey will explain her story and how she came to find Luke, and Luke will more than likely turn her away. He will explain that there is no more need for Jedi, and that it's time for the Jedi to end. Now the movie will cut back to the rest of the characters on an unknown Resistance base somewhere across the galaxy. The First Order lands on the desert planet shown here, and launches a full attack on the Resistance forces, dropping what appears to be AT-ATs, although I've heard there's a more advanced type. Captain Phasma leads the First Order forces. In an effort to stop the oncoming troops, a group of pilots use these new transport or attack vehicles to stall the walkers. I've heard quite a bit that the red dust intentionally being kicked up is an effort to cloak the vehicles from AT-AT fire. However, I believe there's more to it. As you can see from the footage, the red dust is kicked up behind them, which would form a visible barrier between them and what's behind them, which appears to be a mountainside. I predict that the rebel base is within those mountains, and that the red dust is used to not cloak the fighters themselves, but the base behind them. I believe this attack is carried out for one of two reasons, or both. To find the location of Luke Skywalker and Rey, or to specifically target Finn, who appears to be healing in a Medipod. Considering both Phasma and Kylo Ren have reason to hate him, it makes sense. However, I think this initial attack fails, in which the movie will then cut to Kylo Ren and Snoke completing Kylo Ren's training. He is slowly becoming more and more a part of the dark side. Rey, through a Force connection, can sense her fellow allies and friends dying from the initial attack from the First Order on the desert planet, and can also sense a strong, dark presence growing somewhere, thus prompting her to run off and force Luke's hand to teach her how to properly become a Jedi and develop her powers. At this point, Luke has to finally open up to Rey about the past, and how his training of Ben Solo and other future Jedi made everything worse. He always knew there was something dark in Ben, but he still had to try. Somehow, and I believe this will be explained in the movie, Snoke was able to tap into Ben's mind and turn him down a darker path. I believe it is at this point that Kylo Ren's relationship to Rey is either revealed or hinted at further. Back to the First Order and the Resistance, I believe Phasma and a newly unleashed Kylo Ren launch a night assault on the Resistance base. This time successful, Ren tortures Resistance fighters until someone gives up Luke and Rey's location. Returning to Occ 2 and prompting a new day, Luke and Rey begin training. Over the course of a certain amount of days, Rey trains and learns to use the Force. Luke even shows her his new ideology, in which a balance of light and dark perhaps is the strongest way to wield the Force. However, as Resistance fighters flee to a new planet and alert Rey of their new location, the First Order sends out TIE fighters to locate and capture Luke and Rey. Using the Millennium Falcon, the duo narrowly escapes thanks to Luke's expert shooting in his X-Wing fighter, which I believe will make an appearance. They lightspeed ahead to the new Resistance planet, and Luke, Rey, Leia, Poe, and Finn reunite. Furious, Kylo Ren crushes his helmet and vows to succeed where his grandfather had not. He crushes the helmet to symbolize his strength without it, where Vader had to wear it at all times and is seen as a sign of weakness. The First Order then prepares to launch an attack on the Resistance and crush them now that all the heroes and their forces are gathered in one spot. A battle ensues in which Poe, up in the new Resistance frigates and spaceships, leads the space battle against the First Order. However, Ren and his knights are able to penetrate the planet's surface and locate Rey and Luke, who know they must fight as no one else has the capacity to do so. From this point on, I'm not really sure what would happen. Do any of the main characters die? Does Snoke make an appearance? Or does he wait, a la the Emperor in Return of the Jedi, to truly enter the picture, after only making brief appearances in The Force Awakens? Curiously, this does follow some of the Empire's format, similar to how The Force Awakens followed in New Hopes. There's an opening battle, the bad guys win eventually, but the good guys still escape. The main hero has to convince an older Jedi to teach them. On a separate planet, the other heroes flee seeking refuge. To save them, the hero returns to try and save them. Then there's an epic lightsaber battle between the main protagonist and the antagonists. Will they copy Empire's format? Time and, well, more trailers will tell. Thanks for watching, everyone, and let me know what theories you have. Be sure to hit like and subscribe, and may the Force be with you.